I'm Nicola Musgrove and I am the Entrepreneurial Programme Director at Anchored. We are an innovation growth consultancy that supports early stage and scale-up companies with gaining access to funding and finance. There are many possible routes to funding an early stage university spin-out, and those routes will largely depend on the relationship that the company already has with the university. Some universities are able to fund initial ideas internally, or may be willing to be a partner on a grant application, or take a stake in the company as an early equity investor. So speak with the university innovation department to find out what options are available locally before looking at others. If you're licensing IP from a university or elsewhere and are looking at R&D funding, then we would recommend looking at grants as your first port of call to demonstrate proof of concept and or to develop early prototypes. The upsides of grant funding are it is essentially equity-free money, and you can add credibility to a company that you can use later on to leverage further investment. If you're beyond the initial idea stage, have validated the market need, and have proven the science behind your idea works, then this is potentially a great way for you to fund a project to move you to the next phase of commercialization. The downsides are that the right grant can be hard to find. The paperwork can be a bit heavy, and the majority of Innovate UK funding calls will require you to obtain match funding. For example, when applying for a SMART grant, a small SME would need to find 30% of the overall project costs in order to secure the grant funding. This percentage varies and can be quite prohibitive to very early stage businesses who tend to be quite strapped for cash. So where can you go? Innovate UK, the government's innovation funding agency, has a website that is a great place to start to find potential opportunities like SMART grants and industry-specific challenges. If your business is of a more technical or scientific nature, then explore the UK RI opportunities page too, as this will show you all the funding opportunities available from the individual UK research councils. There are also opportunities via the European Union's Horizon and EIC programmes that offer funding for collaborative projects, but be sure to use the filters to only see those that are relevant to UK-based businesses. Also check out charities and NGOs who sometimes have themed calls relating to their area of interest. In all cases, Google is your friend, so make sure you search for potential keywords that are relevant to your product or business. And if you're unsure whether your particular business idea has sufficient merit to achieve this kind of funding, then your best bet is to speak with someone like Anchored or to a knowledge transfer advisor from the KTN pool of sector specialists. Having a funding strategy is important, regardless of the company's stage. To achieve investment, and in some cases to evidence a long-term strategy for early stage grant funding, you need to understand how you will achieve your objectives and what it will cost at each stage of growth. Not only does having one help you to develop and articulate a vision for your company's success, but helps others, be it investors, stakeholders, or staff, to also have confidence in the company's leadership and focus. Hopefully that will encourage them to join you on what will be a long and challenging but exciting journey. When applying to innovation agencies such as Innovate UK for funding, here are 3 key things that they look out for. A clear project plan and a well thought out risk register. The project plan must contain clear and relevant work packages with milestones and interdependencies and a lead person responsible for the delivery of each clearly laid out. The risk register should include technical, commercial, managerial and regulatory risks and appropriate mitigations. Secondly, you need to have a strong and capable team. The team should be able to demonstrate technical and commercial experience relevant to the project or business of this nature. Lastly, evidence of market pull. You need to prove that your target customers are actively seeking a solution to the problem your business solves. Do your research before, and if possible, consider bringing your customer into the project as a paid partner, as this will strengthen the application. Most Innovate UK grants will require you to demonstrate that the project has wider impacts that can be quantified and monitored, be they regional, governmental, environmental, or social, to ensure good value for taxpayers' money. Companies should also consider how their business or project will potentially impact positively or negatively equality, diversity, and inclusion as part of the proposal. For companies where social impact is the core proposition, demonstrating how the social change would, for example, improve the economy or help to achieve a national strategic goal would be beneficial to the application. The applicant must ultimately present an innovative and viable business case that will generate revenues for the UK and offers a significant return on investment for the UK taxpayer. When it comes to applying for funding or seeking investment, having a reputable university with specific expertise in the field or sector that the business is in, backing the proposal can add significant credibility to the application and the business case, so long as they provide support and services that make sense to the project you are describing. For Innovate UK funding, having a university as a partner to a grant application provides confidence that the project will be achieved through extra governance and lends credibility to the technology or scientific claims being made. One thing to be careful of, though, is that there needs to be a clear IP strategy for anything created during the collaboration, as this could affect the company's ability to gain investment down the line once the project is completed.